Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on 790 The Bet. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we talk outdoors every Saturday morning, our 21st year on the air. This is the fourth Saturday, which means glad to have Ron Wong in the studio. Bill Cooksey will be joining us a little bit later. I wish Bill could have been here for this segment because this next guest has been on the show before. And I wanted to kind of get a handle because later in the show we're going to be talking to Luke Naylor. He is the Arkansas Waterfowl Program Coordinator for the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. And, you know, last week we kind of focused on Tennessee. This week we're going to focus on Arkansas a little bit. But I wanted to talk to Pat Pitt. I'm not saying Pat is a legend, but not in his own mind, but is in a lot of other people's mind. But one of the first people that I met when I became outdoor at the Commercial Appeal, and he's still after it. And I have to admit, he's younger than me. Okay, folks, that's all I'm going to go for. Right? I'm just letting them know he's still out there. Good morning, Pat.
Good morning, Larry. How are you?
I'm doing great. Let's talk about this season from your perspective. As Ron Wong listens in, we might talk a little taxidermy a little bit with Pat also because he's a legendary on that too. But you guys, you're still over there, I sure, at the Langell Lounge Duck Club, right? I mean, you're still
yes, sir.
Still hunting there, and you've been hunting there forever over near Harrisburg, Arkansas. So what's it been like for you this season?
This season's been tough. I mean, last season was tough, but this season's been tougher, I guess. We're dealing with some real adverse weather now. I think it was 23 this morning, going down to 16 tomorrow morning.
Yes, yeah.
But it's, I mean, you got to go. You're not going to kill them on the couch. So.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're still going. But so now this is a trend. I know duck hunters are the most optimistic people I've ever heard of. And you've been doing it for a pretty long time. I think I remember, if I'm not mistaken, the Chubby Andrews got you going into this thing. I mean, or maybe when you were in Chattanooga. Was that when you growing up in Chattanooga? Did you hunt? I can't remember.
Yeah, I started in 1963.
Okay.
I killed my first duck then, and moved to Memphis and met Dr. Chubb in '71, and you know, he just fanned the flames even more.
Well. So talk about this. We talk about it every year in September, how optimistic we are. And so give me the Pat Pitt, tell it like it is. Why there are no ducks?
Well, it's not that there aren't any ducks. I mean, I hunted the river this morning, the cache, and we had plenty of ducks. I mean, but they're not the same ducks we used to hunting. They've changed their habits. We've changed our habits. The pressure on these birds is unreal. In Arkansas, from I think September the 15th, 16th until April, there's gunfire going on, and you know, of course, ducks don't know if they're getting shot at or what. But you know, the goose hunting and everything else, you know, the amount of guides of birds are getting just pressured out of this world, and they can't go anywhere that they can rest, and they've changed their habits. I mean, it's just that simple. And if Arkansas doesn't do something to relieve some of the pressure on these birds, Arkansas is not going to be Arkansas anymore.
So what?
I've seen it.
Yeah, you've seen it. So what are you saying? Do something. What from your perspective can be done? Well,
I mean,
you can't change the weather. You can't change the weather. I mean,
no, you can't change the weather, but I mean, you can. Arkansas can always tighten federal regulations.
Okay.
They can't loosen them, but you know, they can set aside days, times, something. I mean, even during the split in Arkansas, they're goose hunting every day, and
they are. Yes.
Yeah. 15, 20 people, you know, shooting out of panel blinds. The specs are getting absolutely pounded.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
I can go around some of our fields and reservoirs. I can pick up dead and crippled specks all day long. And
wow,
the resource, ducks and geese are a pawn in the money making scheme of waterfowl hunting.
Yeah,
it's just that simple.
Yeah.
So, we either need to do something, or the next generation's not going to have anything like what we have,
and that's
or have had. I keep meticulous records here
I know
at the
you
club,
do.
and
Yeah,
and it's a the graph is like a rock drop, and it's falling. The number of ducks we kill, and the number of mallards. That's what we base most everything on. Because heck, this is Arkansas.
It is.
I would love to have a sit down, come to Jesus meeting with Luke Naylor and express my views on it, what I see, because I'm out here every day.
You're every day, yeah.
Every day. I mean, only days I've missed this year is when I was in Alaska waterfowl hunting.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. But that's what we're looking at here, because I know I've got reports, from Missouri. I got reports from Arkansas. And everybody knows Stuttgart. Everybody knows this and this and that like that. But you can only go so far with a reputation, and that's
right.
And that's what scares me, Pat. I mean,
as Pat said, pressure and I'd add habitat are about the only.
Bill
things
Cooksey, you're on the line. I didn't think you were going to make it. Bill Cooksey's on the line. All right. I thought you said two.
The places killing ducks.
Yes, okay.
Have great habitat and mitigate their pressure. Those are the folks who have had more sustained success the last few years. And most of us can't do that. We don't have the resources. So
I'm turning this all over to Cooksey now. I didn't know he was going to be able to join us this early. I was saying I'm going to have to talk to Pat Pitt about a lot of other things. But
Bill wants to take a shot at me, I'm sure.
No. I mean, well, you two guys are two of my go-to guys for this, and I know my listeners are listening right now throughout all the area. And Bill and his job, and this is Bill Cooksey, who from Sportsman Outreach Leader for the National Wildlife Federation, and he is our co-host along with Ron Wong today, and he's able to slip in and be with Pat Pitt, and I know their relationship goes back a long time, and we're talking primarily here, even though Pat lives in Olive Branch, but he hunts all East Arkansas, and Bill, you know this too. I'm getting reports, and I'm kind of looking forward to Bill. Bill's going to be with us when we talk to Luke Naylor a little bit later, but not everybody, you can't hunt at Christmas. You can't hunt Christmas. What is it? Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. They take the split. So what can be done? I mean, we're going to have birds in February, So.
Well, of course we are. They're not the ducks aren't pressured in. They'll be feeding in the road ditches and everything else. And Bill and I agree on two things. We agree on the pressure being put on waterfowl and Tennessee football. And, other than that, I mean, we've butt heads before too, but I mean, even during the split, Larry, they have a one-day youth hunt, and the veterans can hunt. I'm not against veterans, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But they don't get any rest. Used to, when Arkansas would have the youth weekend, the first weekend in February, they would get more hunters up here because a lot of my members aren't going to drive from South Carolina or North Carolina or any, as far away as some of them live to hunt one day with their kids.
No.
And if they would shut down goose hunting and duck hunting for those 2 weeks, it would help immensely. But they start spec season October 30th, and they run it to within 4 days of duck season.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, the ducks are nocturnal before the season even opens. If they don't show up that way, we teach them to be that way. And I mean, it's just we're killing the goose that laid a golden egg. I'm telling you, the next generation is going to look at my logbook and think, where was this guy killing these ducks?
Wow.
Because they're not going to have them.
Yeah. Bill, what'd you say, Bill?
Oh, I agree. We may not agree 100% on every little thing, but we definitely agree from Canada all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. We are putting too much pressure on ducks. We've got equipment that's better than ever before. We have hardcore hunters who, instead of being the old, 3-day-a-year types that we had back in the 70s and 80s, people are trying to hunt 40, 50, 60 days.
Yeah.
So even with fewer hunters, there are more hunter days in the field. And the ducks are responding. And now we've got an aging population of ducks because we've had some bad reproduction. So you've got high pressure and old ducks, and it sucks.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're talking.
We won't get new ducks in February. Those will be ducks that are here. You'll just suddenly start seeing them because they'll come out of those places that they've gotten away from people.
So they'll be the same ducks that's been here forever. And, I mean, they're on vacation down here, so to speak.
Well, they've seen every dog and pony show from Canada to the Gulf, like Bill says. And now in Arkansas, with robo ducks and whatnot, they're one of the best conservation tool there is. The ducks run from them, but people still shoot at them at 70 and 80 yards because they're shooting these super duper aftermarket chokes and kryptonite 4.5-inch Magnum shells, and 5 guys will stand up in a pit and spray and pray, and they'll kill 1 or 2 out there at 60 and 70 yards. And I get a lot of birds in the mount that have inflicted shot. They've got bones that have been broken that have grown back.
Spray.
I mean, it's just absolutely ludicrous. When Arkansas grew a thet, and that's you know what I'm talking about.
I know it.
And banned robo ducks for 2 years.
Yeah.
We, by the middle of the first year they were banned, we were shooting ducks like we used to. We were working ducks, getting them in close, get them closer, and kill them dead. You weren't having to wear a dog out running cripples.
I wish we had more time with this. We got to talk again on this because spray and pray. That's something I wrote down right there. Spray and pray.
I listened to some guys shoot 9 volleys, bunch of shooters last Wednesday.
Wow!
Turns out they killed 3 ducks.
3 ducks. Oh, Pat. I appreciate you, brother, for taking time to be with us this Saturday morning. Let's talk again, okay?
Yeah, well, you tell Luke we need to talk.
Okay, we'll work that out with Luke later on. All right. Let's take a break. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.